Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Rob's Rules. I'm here. You're there. Great to see you all. I got a special guest coming on in just a little bit. We're going to start real quick today. Just want to say hi. Hope all is well. And again, I said on Wednesday, I just want to make sure Saturday, because you guys might not have heard, I do have a couple of people trolling in my comment section. They have been attacking some of this community. If you happen to be one of those people, don't get agitated and frustrated. Just please let me know via DM, Twitter, email me, or hit my Discord and let me know so I can prevent this from happening. It shouldn't happen. It's really been bothering me, and I just want you guys to be, don't be attacked. You shouldn't be attacked by someone who's not part of this community. So if it happens, please let me know. Tomorrow we got to stream 4 o'clock for my members only. And I'll be streaming next Thursday, not next Wednesday, next Thursday at 6:30. I know some people haven't got notifications. Please check the community tab. I always try to post, and I always try to tell you when I'm going to stream in the beginning of my video. Without further ado, there's really not much more to talk about because I really want to know all about the Colonel. I'm going to introduce to you Colonel Kurtz, and then my daughter is going to come and do the roll call. So let's get going. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for having me on. This is my first live stream, so it's exciting.
I'm glad I'm the first one to have you on, and I'm so happy you're here. How's everything going?
It's good. It's good. We have our power back, and things are finally good here.
I'm glad. Oh, you're in that neck of the woods in Texas?
Yeah. I'm in Texas. Yeah.
You know, real quick, before my daughter comes on, does the roll call, I'd like to know, like, what happened down in Texas? I heard it was miserable down there. What happened? What was your experience?
Yeah, well, it was interesting is it kind of depended on where you lived because the blackouts were very random. And so, you had a lot of people, millions of people lose electricity, but some people lost it for like 5 days. Some people lost it for a day. Some people had rolling blackouts. And then there were a lot of people who never had any outages at all.
Huh.
And yeah, so it was kind of random, but our power was out for several days, and we're not used to that here in the South. So when it got down to 0 degrees, it was
wow.
But
it's very unusual. Usually at this time of year, it's what, 40, 50, 60, something like that?
Well, Texas does get cold, but yes, 0 degrees is unusual. And so that's what caused this problem is they just weren't ready for it. And it was too cold, and it messed up a lot of the stuff with our power. And so anyway.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. That's the most important thing, that you're okay and, everything's all right. And I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Just want to thank Darlene for becoming a member. I have to usually do a dance when someone becomes a member, so I have to, get the roll. Hey, there we go. You're feeling it. All right. That's what I like. Yeah. That's great. This is going to be a great stream. I'm so looking forward. Thank you, Darlene. Please be there tomorrow at 4 o'clock for our members only stream. Got a lot to talk about. Should be a lot of fun. I'm going to go get my daughter. So if you want to say hi to everybody, please feel free to say hi, everybody. While I go get my daughter, she's going to do what's called a roll call. She likes to get the channel, get everybody going, and say hi to all these wonderful people in this community. We have a wonderful community. These people are fantastic. This is the best thing I've ever done in my life. I can't tell you. Oh, speaking of which, come on in. She's here. Maya,
I'm here. I came back from Weston. I just woke up.
You just woke up? Say hi to this is the Colonel. Say
hi.
Colonel.
How are you doing? Nice to meet you.
Here, you want to say hi to her? Here, put this in. Put this in your ear. Okay, put that one in here. You can.
Hi.
That's the Colonel. You ready to go? You ready to say hi to the community?
Yeah.
Okay, Maya's ready. It's time for Maya's roll call, everyone. Here we go. Who's this?
Hi, Ann Brown.
Ann Brown. Who's this?
Hi, Tammy. Hi, Maria.
Maria, that's Tammy.
Hi, Carrie. Hi, Karen.
That's Karen.
Hi, Isa.
Right. Who's this?
Hi, Justice for Depp. Hi, Cherry.
Right. This is Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth.
This is Mel.
Hi, Mel. I said hi to Mel.
You said hi to Mel? Sorry.
I said hi to Hi, Kay.
Who's that?
Hi, I'm making. Hi, Sam Fishy.
Yeah, that's my friend. That's my friend. This is.
Hi, Johnny's girl. Hi, Hen.
Who's that?
Hi.
Lily.
Hi, Lily.
This is just say the only.
Hi, the only.
Yeah, that's kind of a long name for you. Who's this?
Hi,
Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Who's that? Astrid.
Hi, Astrid.
Who's that?
Hi, Rose.
Rose, right?
Hi, Rose.
Who's this?
Hi, Julia.
Who's that?
Hi,
Susan.
hi, Susan.
Susan. Let's see who else is here. Oh,
Hi,
Janie.
hi, Jamie.
Who's that?
Hi, Gortana.
Gina.
Oh, wait. Hi,
Gina.
hi, Gina. I forgot her name for a second.
It's okay. What's her name?
Hi, Jen.
Jane.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, Jane. Let's see. Did you catch everybody? I think you might. Oh, okay. Did you say hi to Hen?
Hi. Yeah, I said hi to Hen.
Did you say hi to her?
Hi.
Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
Tanya. Did you say hi to her?
No.
Mandy.
Hi, Mandy.
Mandy. Who's this?
Hi, LK.
Elsie.
Oh, hi, Elsie.
No, wait, you're still tired. You gonna go to sleep? Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
By the way, the colonel said, "Nice to meet you." Say goodbye. Say goodbye to Colonel.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. That's the roll call with Maya. Hi, TJ. I'm sorry she missed. TJ, Evelyn, Maya. Did say hi to Evelyn, TJ, and Tiffany. Evelyn.
Hi, Evelyn.
TJ.
Hi, TJ.
Tiffany. And Yuli.
Hi, Louie.
Oh my God. Rhonda said hi.
Hi, Rhonda.
Oh, hi, Matthias. Say hi to Matthias.
Hi, Matthias.
There you go. Oh, Gary's here too.
Hi,
Gary, boy, Gary. What's up, Gary? How are you? Good to see you.
Hi, Gary.
So, first of all, it's great this is Colonel Kurtz. If anybody doesn't know who she is, why don't you tell everybody first off? My first question to you, and by the way, it's a pleasure. Oh, Kaylee's here. Did you say hi to Kaylee? Kaylee, talk.
Oh, hi, Kaylee.
There you go. So, we'd like to know. I mean, me being new, meeting you for the first time, what made you choose this name of all names for YouTube? I'm just really curious.
Yeah, it's an awkward name in a way. In fact, my mom was like, well, now that your YouTube channel is off the ground, are you going to change that awful name? But no. So what happened was, I've had this YouTube channel, but never put videos out, but I've had it for a long time. And so Colonel Kurtz is actually a character in my favorite movie, Apocalypse Now, which I know a lot of people today haven't seen. And it's kind of an artsy movie. It's not like Top Gun or something, but I love it. And so the villain in that, his name is Colonel Kurtz. And so I just kind of randomly chose that name years ago. And then when I started making videos, I didn't really think that it was going to go anywhere. I didn't think I would get any views. And so I was like, yeah, I'll just keep this name. And then now that's how people know me. So I guess I'll be Colonel Kurtz as long as I'm making these videos.
I think it's great. People were like, "I love your name," so that's pretty cool. You have a lot of people here who love you. Maya says she.
Well, good. It is.
You have a lot of love for this community. I know you don't know, but I do talk to them on Twitter. I do talk to people. Oh, Maya, really? I do talk to. Sorry, believe it or not, I know you don't know. I'm actually in my bathroom. This is my bathroom. This is my shower curtain. I swear to you, behind me.
I love it. I love that.
I just love the background. People seem to have loved the background, so I just decided to stay with the shower curtain. Of all things.
It's great. I love that you admitted that too. So it's funny.
You love what? What was that?
You admitted that. You admitted that too.
Listen, I just want to be truthful. I mean, I don't know why I would want to lie like somebody we're against. And that's the whole thing. We're against the person who lies. That's why we got all started with this whole thing. What made you get into this? What was it that triggered you to start the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case?
So I was late to the show on this. When she came out with those charges and when she did that, walk outside the courtroom with the bruise and everything, I totally thought that she probably had been abused. And I was never a big Johnny Depp fan. I think he's a great actor, but it was never really something I thought about. And all I knew, what?
Sorry.
You're fine. And so all I knew about him personally was that he had this reputation for being eccentric. And unfortunately, I think that biased me. So when she came out with the bruise and everything, and I thought, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I thought, well, that kind of seems like that could be in character for him, even though I don't know him at all, right? And so anyway, it wasn't until he filed the lawsuit against her in the defamation lawsuit in Virginia and released, there was the whole filing with all of this evidence and everything and a description of what she had done. And at that point, I thought, man, I really got this wrong. And I thought it was fascinating, the idea that you have a mainstream actress, a public figure like this running such an intricate scam on Johnny Depp. I mean, it seemed like just a crazy, bizarre situation, right? And so I started following it at that point. And then when the audio came out, I mean, and it's so clear. We were talking about this earlier, but if you've ever dealt with someone who has a personality disorder and is not dealing with it, they're in denial about it, you know what that sounds like. And that's what I heard on the tape. I was like, oh, she clearly has a toxic personality. And so I really started getting interested in it in the situation after that. And then in the fall, I had been really like praying and hoping that he would get a good verdict in the UK trial. And I just assumed that he would, because it seemed like to me the evidence was so strong. Like there's no way, right, that the judge cannot see the truth on this. And so when that verdict, that's what really energized me and really got me into it and upset me, is when that verdict came out. And I at that point, I started really following this a lot. And I was listening to YouTube channels like Brian McPherson's. I didn't know about yours yet, but Brian McPherson's and a couple of other people, the Umbrella guy. And so I thought, well, I'd like to get in on this, but I'm not good with like diagrams or weekly or daily updates or anything, but I do like doing character analysis. And so I thought I'd really like to do something a little bit different, but that will still be helpful to Johnny Depp, and put out videos where I do some character analysis. And so that's how I got started, and I didn't know if anybody would watch it. So I've been just really just amazed and overjoyed and kind of shocked, frankly, by the fact that my audience has grown so much, but very, very grateful for that. And I want to do more and branch out. And, I'm making videos on other topics as well. I'd like to eventually make videos about philosophy and history, because I'm really passionate about those things as well, and religion and stuff. But like I told you, I'm going to keep making these videos about the Johnny Depp situation until the case is resolved. So, hopefully in a little over a year, then it'll be in the past. But anyway, so that was a long-winded answer, but that's I am long-winded.
Listen, you take your time. We got a whole hour and 45 minutes to talk. You could take up as much time as you want. I just have to say thank you to Johnny's girl who sent me this, because you can't put super stickers on StreamYards, by the way. It doesn't show. So I have a phone. So she sent us some cheers with the fox. Like, I always try to imitate what it is. So it's like,
okay.
So I love it. And I just want to thank Johnny's girl so much. Let me tell you, I'll tell you quickly about this community. Yes. I was a Star Wars channel. I got very little, I don't know. But I had passion for it. And I came in at a time that it was toxic. I came in at a time that the community was at war with each other which is weird, but it's really exactly what happened. And then I saw a lot of videos. My buddy, his name is E-Hacker. I don't know if you ever heard of E-Hacker.
Oh, yeah. I've seen, yeah.
So he's a good buddy of mine. We both got into it around the same time doing Star Wars. So he was into it. I was into it. I met some people through the Star Wars community. We had a good time. And then he kept posting Johnny Depp. I was like, why is he posting a celebrity case? Like, really? Like, okay, well, I understand. Why would he post just another celebrity case? But he kept doing it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk to him. So we talk on occasion offline. And I kept seeing the videos, and I started getting really interested. And my story is basically, I never told anybody when I was on this platform for over 2 years that I happened to be a victim, just like Johnny was. So I understood what he went through. Oh. And when I said, you know what, I'm going to really I'm going to throw a couple of videos out there because I'm really interested in hearing the whole thing. At the time I got into it, it was July. They were doing the UK trial. So when I heard that recording, and I was like, oh my God, this is what this is about. And it really disturbed me to hear that somebody is admitting on recording that, yeah, I did hit you. Yes, I do cause physical fights. And here he is with his demeanor trying to say, look, I love you. I like, you're so important in my life. And then she didn't even hear it because the phone got disconnected or whatever.
I don't know.
And that got to me because it was funny at one moment because like, oh, great. Now I said all that and you didn't even hear a word I said, and that was funny, that part. But you could hear so much how much he truly loved this woman. I mean, he was passionate. He protected her from everything. And I didn't even know all the rest at that moment. I just heard the recording and I was just starting to get into it. But now with everything I know, almost a year later, how the media portrays him, how people, these Amber Heard fans, whatever, everybody's entitled to believe whatever they want. But when the facts are there, when the evidence is there, when you hear the abuse, the physical abuse, the mental abuse that this man was, and he still, after everything thrown at him, says, I love you. Wow. I mean, that's way more than I could have ever done for anybody. And I just found that absolutely incredible. Incredible. And then that's what sucked me in, being bullied in school, going through all these things in life really drew me into this case. And that's how I got working in the court system, drew me even more. Because I could tell you, I've been seeing things that are just, So that's what happened with me. Now, I want to get more to you.
Well, can I ask you a couple of things about what you said, though?
Sure.
So you said that when you came in, there was a lot of conflict in the Depp community. I'd like to hear about that. And then also, I think it's interesting how you said that when your friend E-Hacker was making these Depp videos, that at first you thought it was just a frivolous, silly thing to be making videos about. And I find that attitude a lot among friends and even family. They treat it like you're just doing some like stupid celebrity gossip, which actually I'll do that too. But I do wish that more people would take it seriously, because sometimes when we'll complain about the way that Depp is being treated and people act like we're these obsessive fans, why are you fixated on that movie star? So anyway, I don't know, your thoughts.
I lay in lines that, like you said, I lay in the lines like I like Johnny Depp. I never had a problem with Johnny Depp. The Pirates of the Caribbean franchise hooked me on his acting, and so did the Edward Scissorhands, which I absolutely loved. I thought he was fantastic. I said, my God, this guy is a fantastic actor, and it's no wonder why he's in so many other movies. And at first, I guess what it is because people think like, what, I'm not important, my divorce is not important, or what I'm going through in life, that all these celebrities, we have to hear about this, we have to hear about these people who are millionaires. So that to me is the attitude that people have. Like, I don't care, these people are millions, big deal. I don't. So people are angry, or maybe that's their kind of mentality, that why are they more important than me? I think that's the mentality. Again, I don't know. I'm not no psychiatrist. I'm no doctor. I'm just my assumption of the thing. So I thought, okay, I'm in Star Wars. He's in Star Wars. Why would he talk about this? This intrigued me, And I wanted to know what got you into this. He said, why don't you just check it out yourself?
Right.
And I was like, well, where do I start? I don't know where to start. So when the UK trial hit, I thought, this is the perfect time. Let me dive in a little. Let me do a couple of videos. Let me see. And I was like, I started getting more intrigued and more intrigued. And the more I dug into it, the more horrible I felt that this person is absolutely trying to destroy a career of a very good soul.
Yeah.
And this guy, go to whoever you talk to, from Alice Cooper, Paul Bettany, his ex-wife, his ex-girlfriends. This guy has been nothing but loving to every single person he's been with. And when you talk about her, You hear the abuse that she's given to her ex-wife.
Yeah.
The abuse she's given to her sister, and what she's done to him and continues to do is absolutely atrocious. And how anybody can back that horse, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Now, you said I totally agree with all of that, and I think too, with the climate, the Me Too, and the climate being what it is right now, I think that there's just so much pressure to not to believe women, to not doubt women, and so unfortunately, there are cases like with Amber Heard, where it's something that the media should be confronting, but it's like no one in the mainstream media wants to touch it. So.
Which is amazing, because here's a guy who's abused, right? And I'm going to ask you this: why do you think that the media keeps putting him under a bus instead of her?
I think that it does have to do with the current Me Too climate that society is in, and then I also think that once they pick a horse, the media, they don't want to jump on another horse, so to speak, so I think that because they came out so hard against Depp initially, and not that I knew any better, but they came out so vehemently against Depp, and I think that they're not going to admit the truth until they're forced to by a verdict in this case coming up, God willing. But I don't know, and I do think that Depp has this eccentric persona or personality that I know his fans love and a lot of people love, and I love it now too. But I think that for a lot of people who are not Depp fans, that maybe they think he's a weirdo. I hate to say that, but I think maybe that's part of it. And whereas you have Amber Heard, who, we can debate whether or not she comes across as intelligent. It kind of depends on which interview. Some of her interviews, like, she's barely coherent. And then some of them, I think she seems a lot more impressive. But she has this whole activist thing that she's put on like a shield. And it's really kind of genius in a way that it's protected her a long time. I mean, people think, well, she's a UN human rights champion, whatever her title is. Anyway.
Oh, I just want to do this real quick. Megan O'Shea dropped a super sticker. I missed it. I recorded here. Thank you. She's like, keep it up. When this happens, I'm supposed to show the guns. So I gotta. Totally. Okay, so hold on. I gotta bring out the guns here, and I gotta, do a little pumping for the crowd. There you go.
That's great. That's great.
Listen, I can't
really show off, so I'm just gonna.
This is the community, and I promised them, and I will never stop giving what they want. No,
it's great. I'm enjoying this so far a lot. I was telling you, I've never done a live stream before. And so, yes, it's literally my first time. So years from now, I'll say that you forced me into it or something.
I forced you.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Listen, right. I'm having a great time with you. I have to say, this is not what I expected, but I'm having just a fantastic time. I'm really happy you're here. I have no idea.
Good.
So now we got your channel name. We got why you got your channel name. We understand you, like me, you weren't a Johnny Depp fan, but then the case with you, what was it about this case that you said, okay, Johnny is innocent? It's not Amber who's the one who abused, it's Johnny. What turned the tide for you?
Well, the fact that he or his lawyers, they put so many really, really serious claims in that lawsuit that they filed. And so when I read that lawsuit, because I always like when there's a legal case and I do have the time, I like to actually look at the legal documents. And so I looked at the brief that they had filed, and I was just reading all of the things that they accused her of doing in this diabolical, like Gone Girl style hoax. And I thought either Depp and his lawyers are just crazy, or she really did all of these things. And it seemed, even at that point to me, it seemed pretty obvious that she had done a lot of this stuff. But it was the tapes. It was like you said, when the audio came out. And I don't know how much, I know that there are some Amber defenders who have listened to those tapes, and they claim that when you listen to the audio in its totality, that it makes her look better. I don't know what they're talking about, because I've listened to the whole hours. But when someone says directly to someone else, I hit you, and they say it over and over, she's trying to say, well, I didn't punch you. I was hitting you. Amidst to starting fights. And then she accuses him of constantly running away. And yes, you're right, Jasmine. She accused him of constantly running away, and it's just not an abuse. It's not an abusive scenario on his part. It was clear that if anything, he was the one who was abused, who was trying to get away from her. And so, yeah, so I think the audio definitely for me.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so we hear the audio, and he says to her, like, what? Oh, when Ann Brown says they're all deluded as she is. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, okay.
What were you gonna say?
Who are the they in that?
She means Amber fans. They're just as deluded as she is.
Yes, yeah. Agree. Yes.
Quick question. So, you hear this recording, and he's like, "What do you want me to do?" Now, if he's trying to avoid a situation to make it worse, what do you think in your opinion, did he do the right thing by stepping away every time he felt it was getting too hostile, or should he have done something else? What would you think that he should have done? I'm just really curious.
Oh man, well, I think kind of what you're asking, it gets to sort of a larger picture of why did he stay with Amber as long as he did? Question.
We can get into that.
You're saying that how should he have actually handled these physical?
Yeah, like let's say you're in this situation. It has to be you and whoever you're with at that time, and it's getting a little hostile. Don't you think that the best for me as a man, this is what I would choose to do the same thing. I think that the best medicine was to say, hey, look, let's chill out. Let me step away from the situation. What makes me wonder is Amber said in the past that she was scared for her life. Okay, that means that you're going to die. Okay, that's what she fears.
Right.
Then how could you yell at somebody who wants to run away from the situation and say, how dare you run away?
Right.
But wait a minute. If you're scared, does any of this make any sense to you? Because I'm lost.
No, and it's kind of funny actually to see the contortions that the Amber defenders will wrap themselves up in, trying to explain how these tapes make Depp look bad and her look better. It's hello, thank you, Lena. It's like I think that I don't see what else he could have done. And it sounds like not only did he remove himself from the immediate situation, but he would go and he would like sequester himself in the bathroom, or he would go to a different room or different apartment building or hotel. I think that, what I'm curious about, and I guess there's no way we'll ever know, but I'm curious if people around him were just generally extremely silent about what they were witnessing, or did someone try to talk to him? We know that his sister, they had a falling out because she tried to talk him out of marrying Amber. And I just wonder, when Doug Stanhope wrote that essay, he talked about how he and a number of others in Depp's inner circle were afraid to confront him about Amber because Depp was so protective of her and everything. And so I just wonder, you're there in the situation, you work for Johnny Depp, or you're in his life, and you're witnessing this woman who is it sounds like just poison, just utter poison. and for years doing this stuff to him. And I'm curious if any, we'll never know, I guess, but I'm curious who other than his sister tried to have a talk with him about Amber. But no, I totally agree with you. The audio, it makes no sense from Amber's perspective. There's no other way to interpret it, but that Depp was the abused one in that relationship, and she was abusive and manipulative and toxic.
Lena, I just want to thank you. She says, happy to see you collaborate with Colonel Kurtz. And I hope this is not the last time. She has opened, the door's open. She has an open invitation. Anytime I stream, the door is open for her to come in and hang out with us, with me, with Gary, who's ever on the panel. She has an open door. So I've already told her. So any of you, if you want to know that, She can come on any live stream she chooses. Just letting you know.
Thank
Of
you.
course, if it's
I'd love to get on a panel too. So.
if it says
Open these.
sure, hold on, my daughter just needs me for 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry. She wants to say hi again.
Hello.
Sorry about that. Just
Are you a Johnny Depp fan too?
She wants to know, are you a Johnny Depp fan too?
Yeah.
Here
Johnny Depp fan.
you go, baby.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm sorry, Delina, thank you so much. I wanted to thank you, and hopefully we'll do this much more, or again, or whenever, whichever you're available. I'm really happy. Thank you so much for coming. So another thing I want to know. So okay, so you have your channel, you name it that, you start getting involved, and was there anybody like you saw what was incredibly average? I think you mentioned before. Is that who you saw? Yeah, you saw those videos. Normally, would you have had an interest in this, or this is really like I'm trying to figure out what was that item that really got you into picking this topic of all the topics you could have picked?
I see. That's a good question. I have always followed celebrity culture and pop culture and gossip and all of that. So that was not out of character. But why of everything did I choose this? I think because it is just such, to me, it is such an incredible story. Like, it's one of those stories that if somebody wrote it, people would almost say it's like too crazy to be fiction in a way. I mean, it is like a Gone Girl, style hoax with that Amber was running. And so I found that to be just such an incredible story, that you have this well-known actress who is running this scam, and basically is trying to get this guy ruined, and the media is just going along with it. I think that was the other component of it, and I think that's what energizes so many of us online and in the Depp community, is the sense that this is a huge injustice, it's a huge story, and the media is just not covering it. I've seen one mainstream outlet, a politically conservative website, that published an honest article about this. It was that was favorable to Depp, but that's really it in terms of the mainstream stuff. So I think that was the thing, is the fact that it was such an incredible story, but also that it's something that I just think is not being touched by the media, really. And also, I have to tell you, even though I was not a Depp fan per se, I was always kind of fascinated by his relationship with Amber, even before they split, simply because I felt, and I know it's easy for me to say this now, but it's just the truth. I did feel like there was something kind of wrong with her based on some of the interviews that I had read with her earlier on. And even while she was dating Depp, and I don't know, I just did have this feeling that there was something kind of off with her, but I couldn't figure out who the problem was. Like, is it that she's stuck in this really unhappy relationship with this, older guy that she shouldn't have married, or what's going on? And so I guess, unfortunately, that's why I tended to believe her at first when she came forward with the allegations, is because I kind of felt like there was something off about the relationship and kind of off about her, but I also felt like there was something off about him. I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is I made a lot of stupid assumptions before this. And once they turned out to be wrong, I was like, wow, I was really wrong on this. I want to know more about it. But I love Incredibly Average's videos. I thought they were really, really amazing. And Johnny Depp is lucky to have someone like that on his side, because that's really cool. But I've seen some others since then. You mentioned E-Hacker. I've watched his are good. The Umbrella Guy, and then I'm trying to check out like some live streams and stuff like yours.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Was it anybody in particular that really got you decided to make that leap, or into the YouTube area, or was it just you were like, hey, I think this is absolute BS. I'm jumping in this. I want to get my voice heard.
Oh, that's a good question. So I was looking for videos to watch on this subject, and I tend to just personally like really like long videos, and I was looking for some longer commentary, and I couldn't, except for Incredibly Average, I couldn't find it at that point. Of course, now, you know, I know that you have these long live streams and stuff, but this was like before the trial when I started looking for stuff, and so all I could find that was Incredibly Average, and I thought, you know, it would, if I'm wanting someone to do longer commentary, why don't I just do it? Because I'll try to make something that I myself would want to watch. And I think that really is the secret to being successful in anything media-wise. It's like I can tell that you really enjoy what you're doing, and I think that you would watch someone like you, right? So that's what I wanted to do, is I wanted to make something that I myself would want to watch. And so, and it's not for everybody. I'm so lucky to have the growth on my channel that I have, but I definitely have people commenting all the time that my videos are, they're too long. I had one guy, and I don't take it personally, but one guy several days ago on YouTube, he said, okay, really, a 2-hour video on someone you've never even met before? What?
Wow.
So,
Well,
most of the comments are great.
you know, I'll just say this. Once you get that comment, that means you're an official YouTuber. You have made it. Congratulations. Congratulations. You have now got a hater and you made it. Listen, my daughter's clapping for you too. Hold on. Go ahead. There you go. That's it. There you go. See, we're right behind you. Listen, you've made it. You have made a mark on this community instantly. I don't, for the 5 haters you got 3,000 people who say, hey, look, I don't give a crap about those. You're always going to have somebody. It's just how it is. Like I told people in the beginning of this video, I have people sneaking into my comment section, attacking other people in this community. I didn't even know about it, because when you're doing videos, you're concentrating on your future. You're not thinking so much of what I did 6-7 months ago until someone comments, and it just happened to comment. And I said, why does this have 104 replies to somebody's comment, which intrigued me. And then I see this war going on.
Defending you. Yeah.
So I'm very thankful that this community and me, and I back them up. I don't take stuff when I see people attacking this community. I'm not for that. I don't care if people don't like me for that. I don't like somebody coming after a member of this community and thinking that it's okay. It's not okay. I think that's absolutely wrong. You could talk civilly. You could say, well, what about this? Okay, that's a good point. But how about the 7 million? Let's get into that. So there's things you could throw back and forth at each other, and you could do it in a civil manner. But when someone starts cursing you out, or I have to block you, or I'm going to say a mean comment about you and run away from you, that just tells you the kind of people you're dealing with, you know? So this community is very good. I mean, you're going to have a lot of backing. A lot of people love you, and just be happy. Don't worry about, here's my best piece of advice going forward. Worry about the people. Stay focused on the positivity. Stay focused on the people who are with you. Don't worry about the people who are not with you. Okay. And I'm with you. So I'm with you. This community is with you. I'm hoping that these people here in this chat and who are watching this or replay will follow you also, because I think you're fantastic. And I want you to don't get discouraged.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. That means a lot. I have actually been surprised at how I've not gotten a lot of hater comments, as you said. And I think actually, and even on the, I know we're not here to talk about Marilyn Manson, but even on the Marilyn Manson videos.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Even the Marilyn Manson videos that I've done, which are very controversial in some ways, actually very few negative comments. And I don't know, my husband says that that's because the YouTube algorithm is only sending it to people who like it. So I don't know, maybe it's kind of self-selective, but I don't get that many negative comments, and they don't bother me generally. And even the ones that you get personal comments sometimes that will attack but criticize, your voice or different things. But the only time that I get really bothered is when I feel like someone is deliberately misunderstanding something that I'm saying. Like they're so intent on attacking me that they're raising points that I addressed in the video, and that sort of thing. If I just feel like they're trolling or they're close-minded, that's annoying. But by and large, no, the response has been great. Do you get a lot of negative comments? Have you gotten before a lot of negative comments?
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I always get one here, one there saying like, just stupid things. And you just know, like when someone says something that I addressed, like you said, I addressed in a video, I'm like, did you watch the video? And then what I do is I put the timestamp. I said, okay, look, don't watch the video. Watch this part on, because exactly what you just said is what I've discussed.
Right.
So that tells me that either A, you went off on a tangent in your brain, or B, you didn't focus on what I was saying, because I clearly said that if you watch the video. I mean, I even put the evidence on the screen. I don't,
right.
I can't understand when I don't just speak out of my rear end, so to say. I try to speak based on facts and logic and common sense. And if I know the law, a little bit about the law, I'm not no lawyer. So I just don't understand how people can say such ludicrous things when you sit there and say, my God, I put it in the video. What were you watching? Where were you?
Right. And I know, of course, that's normal. With millions of people out there, you're going to get some people with crazy things. But that's the kind of comment that does frustrate me. And then also I get comments sometimes, again, mostly on the Marilyn Manson videos, but comments sometimes that it's misogynistic and it's wrong to question an accuser's story. And that does make me upset, because this idea that it's impossible for a woman to lie about something like that, I know that most women don't. I know most accusations, most accusers, they're not. But I do believe in the presumption of innocence, and I do believe that in these high-profile cases, like with Johnny Depp, and I believe like with Marilyn Manson, that there's a great incentive for people to go after them, like Amber Heard went after him, or like some of these others have gone after Manson. And I watched an interview one time with Michael Jackson's attorney, his Tom Mesereau, the guy who got him acquitted in that trial, and it's interesting because he said that people would be amazed at how many frivolous lawsuits there are people constantly going after movie stars and rock stars for all kinds of things. He said that Michael Jackson was sued constantly. And I guess my point is just we have to recognize that it's not a situation like an everyday guy down the street, that once you mix in money and political activism and perhaps personality disorders and whatever, you've got all of this stuff going on, and you've got to be careful about just believing an accuser.
I agree. You're right about that. I just want to answer Nikki Harrison's question. She asked, and if anybody has a question, feel free. We'll direct it towards either one of us. We'll be more than willing to answer your questions. Rob, Nikki says, what do you know about the new judge that is going to take over for Judge Rob? I haven't heard anything yet, and I keep watching, like every other day I'm on there. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything. I don't think they will do anything until the judge officially retires. That, again, in my courthouse, I don't know how it is for every other courthouse, but in my courthouse, usually that's what they do. They usually wait till the judge officially retires, because the judge is still on the case until that time. So they don't appoint it. And usually in my system, to be fair and not be impartial, they have a computer that will either generate the new judge, or the judge will just have to pick the person who's best selected. Or sometimes it's case volume. Sometimes they're like, well, we can't give it to this judge because they got X amount of cases. It's too much for them to handle. So we only have this judge or that judge available. It really depends on the court and how the chief judge decides to run the show. Every court is different. Every courthouse is different. So, and every country has different laws. So it really just depends on the chief judge of the building and how they're going to go about doing it. I haven't heard anything about a new judge, but as soon as I do, of course, I will inform everybody and let everybody know as fast as I can. So let's get into the case itself. We've talked a lot about us. So let's start from the beginning. We'll start from the beginning of I don't even know where to begin, because I came in July, and this case is like years old.
Yeah.
But we could talk about certain incidents. I'll let you start what incident you'd like to talk about and what you have knowledge of, because I'm not too sure. So I'm going to let you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think that I'm pretty caught up on the main details. I'm always a little bit hazy on the most recent legal developments, and so I don't keep up with the legal filings and stuff like Laura and you and some other people. But what
and by the way, Anne says that they picked a female judge. I didn't even know that. I haven't seen anything, but I'll go with what Anne says.
Well, I was going to say, I saw someone on Twitter, and I don't even remember who or how reputable it was, but they were saying that it was a female judge and that she was married to a cop or the wife of a cop, and they were saying that might be good to give her. Oh, and she's former military. She's a former Marine. Is that true? Anybody want to comment on that? But
yeah, I haven't heard anything, but if they know, it's great. Listen, again, I don't know everything, so I'm not on here 24/7, so that's fine.
Well, as far as this case, I think that maybe something would be really interesting. I know people have been talking about it. Is just imagining that.
Oh, here it is. TJ says the judge is an ex-Marine and her husband is a police. So now you guys got me curious. I'm gonna have to really look into this. So I didn't know that. I didn't know any of that.
Well, and somebody was saying on Twitter that this would be a good thing potentially for Johnny because.
How do you like snow?
Hold on, my daughter's asking me. You could go ahead. I'm going to keep quiet.
Okay, that's fine. So the fact that she is married to a police officer and is ex-Marine, that she probably would not have a lot of patience for, BS and some of the stuff that Amber would try to pull. So I don't know. You never know, but it could be. Thanks, Sandy.
That would be helpful. Sandy says, yes, the new judge is a Marine veteran who created a veterans court who is all about rehab. Wow, they already picked a new judge. It's interesting. I didn't think they'd pick one till later, but hey, what do I know?
Really recent, yeah. Don't feel bad.
Okay, yeah, so everybody's confirming that this is happening. So, okay, so he's a new, there you go. Everybody's got the details. There you go. Okay, here, Cherry dropped it. Says the Fairfax County website for Virginia trial document. There you go. So if anybody's curious, you could just educate yourself. If I can't get to it or someone can't get to it, there you go. Maria says hi to Maya.
Hi. Hi, Marissa.
Maria.
Oh, hi, Maria.
There you go. So interesting. So take over. See, I thought with a judge taking over July 1st, why would you pick a judge now? It's only March, but whatever. I think it's kind of early to pick a new judge, but okay, hey, whatever. As long as they did. That's interesting. So now we got the case rolling. You said earlier, I remember you said earlier, you thought, like I think everybody here did, that Johnny was going to win in the UK overwhelmingly. What the hell do you think went wrong in the UK?
Oh man, it's been interesting to see people speculating about that on Twitter since then. I looked up the judge's wife because I don't know. I just for some reason. So his verdict, it definitely seemed to like he was very resistant to the idea that a woman could abuse and could run a scam on her husband like that. It seemed like, he even said, I find it inconceivable. I think he said it like several times in that ruling. I find it inconceivable that she would have been planning this years in advance. I find it inconceivable that she would perpetrate a hoax, etc. Yeah. So I was going to say, thank you. Is it Isa or Isa? But
I think it's Isa. Isa.
Yeah, so I guess what I was going to say is my first thought was that he was just a very, quote, feminist judge. And I looked up his wife, and she is a huge feminist figure in the legal system. She's like one of the biggest activists for women's rights and issues in the justice system. She's a lawyer. And, so I wonder is she kind of talking in his ear or is she biased him? But then the verdict is so crazy. I do understand people who say that they believe he was paid off by the son. And what do I know? I don't know how things like that work. Do you think it's possible that he's paid off?
Well, there's a lot of connections, and I'll get to Nitrous Girl in a minute. By the way, thank you, Nitrous Girl. I'm going to get to it in a second. Yeah, listen, there is a lot of people think, like, there was a book made, right? And there was a book by that Judge Nickel, and another guy, right? And that guy was married to a woman who she happened to be the mentor to Amber Heard's attorney. Now that connection alone, forget about Rupert Murdoch and forget about Elon Musk. That's a whole nother ball game. So you got them in charge of the newspapers, right? You're thinking like, okay, there's a lot of political connections here, a lot of political ties, and then you got that connection with a guy who writes a book. He knows this guy because they co-wrote the book. His wife knows Amber Heard's attorney, so you're like, wait a minute. And then when you hear the logic of the appeal, like I don't know if you've read the appeal or not.
I have not. No, tell me.
Okay, so I'll give you a quick summary. I did 2 live streams on it. Basically, a lot of this appeal is not what he took into evidence. Johnny's appeal, I should say, is saying, look, your decision is based on hearsay. It's all about what Amber Heard said. We presented 19 witnesses to you and 2 police officers who have absolutely zero to gain. We questioned people who were in the building, who were employed by them, police officers who were employed by the LAPD. All this evidence means nothing to you. It means nothing. You just took it, threw it up, throw it away, and because she's female and because she's thinner and he's a bigger guy is your reasoning. So this is what his decision basically is. If you read it, this is what the appeal, I'm just trying to sum it up as fast as I can. And to me, it's absurd to me as a judge. I work for judges, and I've said this over and over and over again. And basically, they've told me straightforward, look, there's 3 sides to a story. There's the plaintiff, the defendant, and in between the truth. That's my job. My job is finding the in between, right? Because one's going to say, oh, I'm right. One's going to say, no, I'm right. You know, they're never going to agree. I have to find, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm hired. So I have to base it on the law of the court, the evidence that both sides present to me, common sense and logic. That is my job. That's why I get paid what I get paid. And that's what he does. But here, Judge Nickel didn't take any of that into consideration. Just saw Amber. It appeared to everybody in this community that his mind was made up before this trial even began.
It really does. Well, what it reminded me of is it was almost like he had been given an assignment. Okay, we're going to give you this we're going to give you this case this guy, Johnny Depp, he has this really rock solid case. And your assignment is to see how many holes you can poke into it or how you can twist things around to give Amber Heard the verdict. Like it seemed like there were so many things when I was reading his verdict where he was just doing these like kind of contortions to try to make it work. And what I thought was really insane, and maybe this makes more sense, but just to me personally, this was such a silly statement. When the judge said in his verdict that he was basically dismissing the audio where Amber, admits to hitting and starting fights and says Johnny always runs away and all of that, he's dismissing the audio because he says that audio like that is taped in the moment is less is basically less credible than something that someone says under oath. Under oath, you can be cross-examined and this and that. Look, I maybe legally, from a legal perspective, it's not that crazy what he's saying. I get that. But it's so obvious that when someone is being audio recorded in the moment, they're going to be a lot more genuine than when they have to get up there and their whole reputation is on the line and they've had time to prepare all of these lies. It's just crazy. And so there were so many things in that verdict. There were so many statements he made where I was just like, what? But I will say that there were a few things that he pointed out that I could see the legitimacy in what he was saying, even though I still don't think that means that Johnny was guilty or Amber was innocent or whatever.
Right.
But one of the things that I think was a problem for Depp in that trial was the statement that he had made about the monster in those texts to Paul Bettany when things are going better. I've managed to lock the monster up and put him away. And I think the references to the monster were problematic. The judge did use those a lot. But anyway, did you want to say something? Sorry.
Well, no, I just want to get out nitrous because I've had this comment. I'm sure everybody else is commenting, and I but I have to. It's hard because we want to pay attention to the chat, but you want to pay attention to your panel. And then you get a super chat or a member, and you want to acknowledge everybody. I like to acknowledge everybody. I just don't think I'm important because I don't know everything. And something will come out like this morning that I was sleeping because I was so exhausted from work, and they'll be like, "Oh, but did you know this dropped?" No, I didn't because I was sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard to keep up with stuff and messages and everything. But Nitrous Gal, yes, you're going to be there. You said from May to next April. So you're going to be there, Nitrous Gal. I'm planning on going. So are you going?
Yeah, I plan on going. Who knows? Hey, maybe we'll all meet up there. Maybe we'll have a big group and we all get together.
I'm totally down with that. I think that'd be great.
Maybe I could organize a group of who's going to go, and we could make I don't know, like maybe I could do a page or something like that. Everybody can jump on. But like, are you going?
We're gonna plane?
No, we could drive. We're not that far. What happened?
I'm in for that.
You're in for that? Okay.
No, I think that'd be great. I would love to meet up with whoever's there. Make it a little Johnny Depp fan convention.
Yeah, I think we should. I think with thanks, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Isa, sorry, I said your name wrong, and she was right. I'm wrong, and I'm wrong most of the time anyway. So Isa says, I want to go too, and I just want to Donald, this guy, let me tell you, if you don't know, you're going to get used to him. He's the godfather of the community, if you don't know who he is.
Oh, really? Okay.
Donald, you'll be hearing that name quite often.
Okay.
All right. He's a fantastic guy. I talk to him weekly. You know, we talk. It's just amazing. Like things he tells me, I sit there like, dude, he's an incredible person. He's very hard worker. He's a great family guy. He said a little something in honor of Colonel Kurtz joining the stream and in support of the incredible Rob Rules community. Thank you, Donald. He's just a fantastic person. Donald's been going through some stuff. I could hope and pray that he gets better and everything is well with him. He's a great guy. Everybody in his community knows Donald. And if you don't know Donald,
Is he on Twitter, Donald?
Donald, I think he is, but he doesn't go on Twitter much. He mostly just
find me on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, so Donald, if you want to find her on Twitter, and if you need it, just text me, and I'll send you the link to Colonel Kurtz if you want to speak to her. So, yeah, he's a really great guy. Donald, I can't thank you so much. And look, you can see the hearts going out for Donald. Yeah, everybody loves. Listen, this community, I'm going to say it 100 times.
Great.
Any names you're seeing in this chat, if you see them, fantastic people. They've been through so much. These people have been abused. These people are domestic violence victims. These people are Johnny Depp fans. These people have said, just like me and you, said, listen, this guy's thrown under a bus. The media has done nothing but throw him under a bus. They have done nothing. Like, I'll give you an example, which I thought was so absurd, okay? And I don't know if you've seen this. I talked about this in the past. He was filming for Disney on location when the whole thing in Australia and his finger happened, okay? The media blamed Johnny Depp for Disney losing $350 a day. And I sat there in my home like, this is the most absurd thing I have ever read in my life. Do they honestly think that this guy who's filming for $20 million for their picture is going to go to his apartment, wherever he is at that moment, and what? He's going to purposely slice off his finger so he misses work? So he costs them money? Are they that retarded? Do they not understand that this is a psycho woman who all he asked for that night was a post-nuptial agreement so that if anything went wrong, because they were having problems, which also leads to why these recordings happen, by the way, that you were talking about earlier. So they have a post-nup, and she flings a vodka bottle at his head, which he's just sitting there chilling, thinking nothing of it, and just misses his head. And then she throws a second one, which, I mean, and this thing is heavy, okay? We're talking like, and it's a weapon. And had it hit him in the head, he's probably dead. He's probably dead. And I wonder what life would be like right now for her had it been known that she killed this guy, right? She killed this guy. What bullshit would she be? Pardon the language.
I think that one day she might kill someone. I mean, because if you're as violent as it sounds like she is, and she could have killed him, right?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if everybody who does these videos realize that. I believe that had that first bottle, had he not moved and had that hit him, okay, maybe he was knocked out, sure. But that thing it's not like a little water bottle here.
Right,
You're talking a glass, huge bottle that had this at a velocity. You don't have to be a major league baseball player here. You throw that at a close velocity with anger. Because remember, when you're filled with anger, you become a different person entirely. And I understand that. Like when I'm fighting, I'm trying to protect me, I'm angry. So my adrenaline's rushing, or I'm playing a sport, my adrenaline's rushing. I don't realize if I'm hurt or I'm injured or whatever until later when my body calms down and I'm like, what the hell?
Right.
Then I know I'm hurt. I might not realize it in the moment.
Right.
So if she's angry over a post-nuptial agreement, she's fired up here.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting there flinging a bottle. I believe that could have killed him.
Yeah.
I mean, this is my opinion.
Yeah, and it was interesting too that as you know, Jennifer Howell in her letter to Whitney, I believe it ended up being leaked or published, whatever. She says that you yourself, Whitney, Amber's sister, you yourself, Whitney, said that you were afraid that Amber was going to kill Johnny. So people, I think people around him were afraid of that too. One of the things that I've been able to get into a bit with a couple of my videos is looking more at Johnny's background and the fact that his mother was so violent. He described her as the meanest person that he had ever met, which, as I said in my video, that is a really, I know it's sort of a joke, but it was also serious. That is a really strong claim to say that your parent is the meanest person you've ever met. And she was constantly throwing stuff at him. He said that, and he said in one of the interviews, he said that the physical pain of what he had to live with regularly with his mother was astounding. He said something like that. The physical pain was astounding. And you just think about that and the way that it unfortunately set the stage for him to one day wind up with someone like Amber Heard. I mean, you look at all the pictures of the mother, and the mother looked a lot like Amber, very pretty and blonde hair and stuff like that. And so I think that Johnny really got stuck in repeating his past. He probably has a lot of trauma that he hasn't dealt with and issues with his mother. And so I hope that he has gotten or is getting the kind of help or therapy that he needs for relationship issues, so that this doesn't happen again anyway.
Yeah. I agree. Haley Angie, I just want to thank you also. She's been a great member. I mean, everybody is. I just love all these people. She's also gone through a lot too in her personal life. We spoke. I feel bad, but she's fantastic. She's another fighter. Doesn't give up. She says, Rob and Colonel Kurtz, you're giving so much information that we need, but can't necessarily find ourselves. You're awesome, and so is everyone here. Well, much love to you, Haley.
Haley, thank you.
Yeah, you and much love, and that's what we're. I didn't expect that. Oh, okay, go ahead. There you go. So
There's one more thing I have to say.
Go ahead. She gave it a hug. She gave a hug to Haley.
Hey, Rob, I wanted to ask you, we mentioned the monster thing earlier. What do you think? I guess that's one of the things that has remained somewhat unresolved for me. Not that I in any way believe Amber's side or anything, or think Johnny Depp was abusive, but what do you think was going on with those references to when he would make like that reference to Paul Bettany in that text where he said, things are going better with us because I've locked the monster up. Is that talking, you think, just about his addiction? Or I never really.
Well, here's what I think. Okay. And again, listen, he was through a lot. I mean, this woman put him through a lot of stuff. And here he is protecting, like first she brings the dogs to Australia. He's got to deal with that while he's filming. He's got to deal with a finger that got chopped off because he's filming. So now he's got to deal with Disney. He's got to deal with the filming. And then he goes to Children's Hospital and they're looking at him like, what happened to your finger, Captain Jack Sparrow? And he's like, oh, I ate it. He's making an excuse to make the kids laugh,
Mm-hmm.
He protects her throughout. He tells people in the media, oh, it was my fault that the finger got chopped because what happened was I happened to close these steel doors and my finger got caught in there. And then later on, he has to go back and say, okay, yeah, I lied about that because why?
Right. Because
this is my wife.
Right.
Her career is in jeopardy. I want her to succeed, and I love her very much. Right. Bottom line. This is so now all this pent-up frustration is in here. You have to now think about it. Every time she acts up, look, did you see the TMZ video? Okay, so let me use that as an example because you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So she sends an edited version of a TMZ video to them to throw this guy under a bus right? And then not only that, let's think about all this. All this is inside you as a human being.
Right.
Forget about being an actor. He's a human being first, okay? So he has to deal with all this. So who does he go to? He runs to his best friend, somebody he can trust. I've done it. And I think everybody in this life, whether you've been in high school, college, adulthood, you've had to deal with somebody that you just can't stand. That's somebody who just loves to irk you because they're miserable and they got to find a way. It could be a family member, could be a bully in high school, elementary school, college. It's that one person that gets under your skin. Here it is. It's his own wife. And he's doing everything in his power to love this woman. And what does she do? So he vents to somebody he trusts, his best friend in the world.
Right.
What is wrong with venting?
Right.
He never hit her. He never burned her. He never did all these things. He could have had a little bit too many. Sure, maybe he was drunk at the moment. Sorry, excuse me, man. Sorry. It's very possible that he was drunk at that moment. But who wouldn't? I would be. I'm sorry. I mean, I think that when you go through everything he went through as a human being,
right,
what are you supposed to do?
Oh, right. And I don't at all blame him for any substance abuse issues that he obviously had, maybe still has. I hope he's over it. But I think what was going on there is, I think it was really smart what you're saying about how he went to such lengths to protect her. And I think that in these conversations with Bettany, like when he mentions the monster, he said in his testimony that that was the way that he would refer to collectively this thing that they would get into. But I think that basically that's what he was doing, was he was kind of taking the blame or the responsibility to try to protect her, even with Paul Bettany, and until things went off the rails. But and I think one of the most heartbreaking things about the whole case that I read was about the San Francisco meeting. I made a video about this, but the San Francisco meeting where she tried to manipulate him even after they had split. They were separated, and she had made up these stories and put the fake bruise on, and it basically ruined his reputation. And then she wants a meeting in San Francisco. So Christian Carino, the mutual friend, helps to arrange it. And you can tell from the text that Johnny sent to Christian Carino that came out in court that he was kind of going to go back to her, because he said that he wanted a fresh start with his wife. And he said, yes, there's a lot that I had to swallow, but you either swallow or you choke, meaning I'm just going to have to deal with what she's done because I love her too much. So it seems like at one point over the summer, he was considering going back with her, but then that weekend, things went off the rails, and he saw that she was just trying to manipulate him, and he ended up saying that, oh, she doesn't want to get back together with me. She's just trying to manipulate me to, it's just constant manipulation. And he is such a genuine person, and that's what I've really learned about him through this. As someone who wasn't a fan and didn't know a lot about him, I've learned really that whatever significant flaws he has, like we all have, but he is a really good, gentle, kind-hearted person, and she just had him wrapped around her finger. She was very, very good at getting that done.
I want to get into that because that's perfect. That will lead us to our next segue. But I just want to, I'm probably going to butcher this name, and forgive me. And I'm not sure in all cases it's Norway. I'm not too sure. But let me see if I can say it. Arnhild? Maybe you could help me with this.
Arnhild?
Arnhild. Yeah, I don't know either, but
thank
you so much. I mean, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I think I could be wrong, but about Norway, I don't care wherever you are. It doesn't matter. You're welcome here. By the way, Colonel, I just want to tell you, one time I asked where everybody was. I swear to God, I got Egypt, Canada, places in the United States, all over, Israel. I mean, this community is not just one area. It's not just UK, US. No. We are from everywhere. There's people in the States. Sure, there's a lot of people here in the States, but there's people everywhere who are backing the horse of Johnny from what is going on. And there's so many of us who do not want this woman representing us, making $25,000 or $33,000, whatever it is, to speak on a behalf. Go ahead. I'm sure you got something to say
I'm
about that
laughing. Yeah, that is just really too much to take. That she wants people to pay her 30 grand to talk about domestic violence. That's the other thing I think that has made this such a fascinating but also infuriating case is the fact that not only did she abuse Johnny Depp, and not only did she accuse him of these things, but then she has tried to build this career as an activist based on, it's just insane. And people take it seriously. She's a UN human rights champion. I can't believe that after all this, that they're still letting her do that. But whatever.
Tina says, I want to get Tina's comment. She says, abusers tell you so often that everything is your fault. Oh, this is a great point. He probably believed it and he was brainwashed. I'm just gonna tell you something and as a man's point of view.
Right.
When you're in love with as deep as he was, Lord knows we all don't understand why. Whatever it is, it was. His heart, I can't deny his heart was for her. Okay. He loved her. It's obvious when you hear that recording. It's obvious when you think about everything he did for her, the connections he got her. He probably helped her in Aquaman too. I don't for one sake doubt that he got her these connections. He's helped her out. But she played it. Let's look at who's she with now. She's with a female. And I just want to make this point. I don't care. This has nothing to do with everybody's personal life. You could be with male, female. I don't care who you with. That doesn't faze me. But the point I'm trying to make is the people she got really serious with was with a female.
Right.
And to me, she cheated on Johnny Depp with Elon Musk 1 month into their relationship. She was with James Franco. We see the footage on the elevator. We hear the concierge's witness statements claiming, I don't know if you know this, but I'm just trying to let you know.
No, some of it, yeah.
So the concierge says that, I was the one who had to give permission to let Elon into the building, and he came when Johnny was away. But wait a second. This is a guy who works there. He's got nothing to gain. He doesn't get any money from this case. He's a witness. And that elevator takes you to where? Their penthouse. Nowhere else in the building. Nowhere else. It's private, which means without her authority, Elon, you think Johnny Depp said, yeah, Elon, come over, hang out with my wife while I'm filming. Sure. Go to the apartment. She's wearing a robe. Think outside the box, people. And I don't mean the people in this chat. I'm talking about if there's any Amber Heard fans, please listen outside the box. Look at it. She's wearing a robe. She has a private elevator, and she has to give permission. And she's 1 month into a marriage that she so-called fought for.
Now, I'm sorry, I'm a little fuzzy on the evidence here. How do we know that it was a month in that she
the concierge, I have a video on it. The concierge to the building said that he had to allow people into that area. You can't get in with it's called a key fob. It's a little device that you use to get up the elevator with. But without the owner's permission, which is Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, nobody is allowed in that area because of their status. And this is what they're paying these people for. They're like security, So he said in a witness statement, he said, I'm not allowed to allow anybody in without it. And she gave him the key fob to their,
And that was a month in, huh?
Month in, yeah. But Elon and her won't admit it. They claim that their relationship started when they got divorced. Yet there's text messages going between them. She labeled him as Rocket Man. He said, listen, I know you're not hanging with me, but I'll give you 24-hour security. He challenged Johnny Depp to a cage match. This is all the things Elon Musk did. And so now Johnny's like, okay, so you know what, tough guy, let's have you subpoenaed. Let's see what you got to say. And of course, what are they going to do? He's going to hide from the subpoena.
Right. Elon is one that, aside from my respect for him for what he's done in business and technology and all of that, but as a, in this situation as a person, I really dislike him because not just because he cheated with Amber, because we don't know what Amber was telling him. So I don't hold that against him. Who knows what she was saying about Johnny Depp and her relationship, right?
Of course. But yeah.
Now, after the fact, the comments that he's made, like on Twitter, where, the one that irritated me the most was when he said, man, Johnny Depp must really want to be cucked. to be bringing all this up. Why can't he let it go or bury the hatchet? And it's like, you know what? It's easy for you to say because you do not have an ex-wife who is hell-bent on destroying your reputation. And it's not, and we're here in the height of the Me Too movement. And so it's not the old days where like Sean Connery could joke about beating his wife in the Barbara Walters interview and people would like laugh it off. It's like now, if you are suspected of domestic violence, like you're kind of untouchable in the industry. And thank God, maybe some people are going to stand by Johnny as more evidence, as the evidence has come out. But my point is that just really irritated me with Elon to have that kind of an attitude about it. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, you probably covered areas I don't know. Like you were mentioning people before, and I'm like, well, who's that? Just be honest. Like I said, I don't know everything, and none of us do. But it's great when we can combine our knowledge together because you teach me something I didn't know, and hopefully I taught you something you didn't know. And now it makes me like, oh man, tonight I want to look at this. I want to get,
Absolutely, no, that's great. And I think that and that's the thing too that has pleasantly surprised me about making these YouTube videos is that I expected, because I do make mistakes in my videos and
so do I.
Yeah. And so I expected to jump on my case because there's some people in the Depp community who know this stuff really, really well.
Yeah.
Everybody's been really nice about it. And I think that people respect that we're trying to do what the media is not doing. And we're trying to fill that space basically of what they should be doing. And so I think people understand, and we have jobs and stuff. So people understand that.
Yeah. I mean, this is not my full time, but I do it because I'm passionate and I love it. And hopefully when it's not my full time, I can continue to do it because this is something I love to do. And I love this community. I can't state that enough. And let me tell you, this community has told me things that I didn't even know. They're like, oh, Rob, did you know this? Did you see this article? I'm like, please bring it to me, because if you want me to cover it, I'll do anything you guys want me to do, anything you want me to talk about, anything on Livestream, any guest I can get in here. And they're fantastic. They've been so helpful, caring. When I was going through some stuff a couple months ago, this community, man, they flocked to me on Twitter and they supported me. I'm telling you, they are loving, caring people. They just, I can't say enough. I'm telling you, thank you, Deanne. I love you too. Thank you. So you could see the love. Look at Janie. And Janie, by the way, I just want to tell you, this is how much I know about these individuals. This is how crazy. Not only am I concerned about Janie, I get into their lives. She had vertigo in December, and she banged her head into a wall, and I was like, oh my God, this poor. So it's amazing when I think about, man, I know these people. I know about what they're going through, yet I would have never met them. Right? I would have never met you. I would have all this, and I guess I could thank Amber for it because I wouldn't have met all these. I don't know what else to say.
There's certainly no one on her side who's doing live streams trying to promote her innocence. So I know she has a few fans, a handful of fans here and there. But
sure she does. Sure because they feel. Listen, okay, they try to bring up past about Johnny. They try to. They try to bring up past about Johnny. Listen. Thank you, Justice Depp. I appreciate it. I think you are too. Thank you. I think that listen. When you're an actor, actress, rock musician, what happens in their career? Party. I never had money like this. I never see people like this. Look at these women. Look at these men. Look at this. Look at that. Right? And now you're like, party on, dude. Let's have some fun. Drinking, drugs, all this comes into play. You get a little crazy. You get a little nuts. Who hasn't had a college life like that? Who a regular person hasn't had a wild college life or a wild 20s or something? Yeah, it's part of being a human. It's part of growing up. You want to experience things you never did before. You want to meet. You want to say, "Oh, I never did this before. Let's try it out." Not everybody, but a lot of people do that. I can't fault him for being immature, right? And another fact is it takes a man a lot longer to mature than a woman. I mean, these are just plain old facts. Mm-hmm. Is Johnny a perfect person? Name somebody on this planet out of the billions of people here who are perfect. Nobody. Not one. I don't care. You're the president. I don't care if you're a leader of a country, if you're a prince, if you're a king, a queen. It doesn't matter who you are. Nobody is perfect. We've all made mistakes. We've all hurt people at not wanting to. Or maybe there were people who did want to, like Amber's trying to do. So they try to play off on, guess what? Johnny's doing drugs. Well, guess what? What is Amber doing?
Right.
What is your queen doing? What is your queen? Is she she's so perfect. How much wine does this woman have? How many videos? I'm sure if you look up videos, I'm telling you, Colonel, if you look up videos, how many videos you see it? Hi guys, this is Amber. I'm chilling with my friends. You know, she's like this, and sometimes they gotta carry her. Sorry.
Yeah, and you know, and of course, when
because she's drunk, she drank too much. Go ahead.
We're not here like it's not about making fun of people who have substance abuse issues or anything like that. I mean, I've been there. But what we're saying is that the hypocrisy, what we're laughing at is the hypocrisy here of going after Depp, because like in those tapes, in the audio, that's the recording from the Australia incident. I'm sure you've heard it before on Incredibly Average's channel, but when you can overhear like Johnny's team, they're looking for the finger and they're talking about things. And anyway, and Amber comes downstairs and she says, what does she say to Jerry Judge? She says something like, I've only had, and then she names off like MDMA, mushrooms, a couple of other things. Somebody in the comments will know, but she names like 4 different drugs that she's had, and she acts like, wow, this is really light. You know, I'm not doing much. I'm not doing coke like he's doing, right? And she was so intent on proving that Johnny Depp did coke with all those the stupid setup photo that had her driver's license in it. Apparently, someone told me. And you know, talking and the night of the Australia incident, bringing a bag of coke in and saying, I think he was doing this coke. I don't know what she was getting at there, I guess, except to say that he was in some coke rage. But you know, for her to proclaim, oh, I've only had mushrooms, MDMA, this and this, like she's teetotaling or something. It tells you a lot about her.
Just want to say, she's got a channel. She's up and coming, so I hope you check her out too.
Yes, we've actually talked. So yes.
Oh, good. She says this. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button that Tammy talks about. She says this entire thing has brought so much joy to my life, and it's because of wonderful people in this community. Love to you all, and it's beautiful. That's beautifully said, and I agree. Diamond, thank you so much. Diamond's been a great supporter on my channel too, and I've had her on actually. I've had her on a couple. She doesn't have a channel, but I've had her on, and hopefully she's going to come on again in a couple of weeks. They said they attempt to make JD seem like the guilty one by bringing up something from his past, yet no one mentions Amber Heard's arrest and all that. Okay, let's not forget about that. How about I mean, I'm not sure there was a bunch of arrests. How about the airport with her wife?
Yeah.
And then what was amazing, and do you know anything about the airport before I bring it up?
I do, but go ahead and say some things.
Okay, so in the airport, she's there, right? And she's with her Miss Ray, and she hits her, and she's going off and yelling and carrying on like someone would like what the hell? This woman's crazy.
Right.
So the officer does her job. By the way, the officer is female. They try to make it seem what happened?
And a lesbian, right?
Yes, I was just going to get to that.
But go ahead.
So they go on and they act as if this cop saw them two together as a couple, so she's homophobic.
Right.
She goes on TMZ and she says, hey, look, here's my girlfriend. So here you are, lying about a situation, saying that the woman, accusing someone you have no idea who she is as a person, claim that she's homophobic, yet she's a lesbian. So this goes to show, if these things between this and the $1 million that the 7 million she's never given, and all the, I mean, when do people wake up here? When does it take media and when does it take the judge to realize, look, she has a history. There's a history here, a violent history, a lying history, putting people like her sister in fear. She put her sister in fear. Like I don't know if you know, but Amber's sister Whitney was on a reality TV show. And she's sitting there, and the video, again, I did videos on this. And again, she's like, they asked Whitney, the girls, say, did Amber hit you? Because she's bruised. And I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to. It was an altercation. And I'm not trying to make fun of her. I'm just trying to do her voice. And again, like the woman is checking her out, lifting her arm, looking at her butt. And she's like, I can't believe Amber kicked your ass.
Right.
Like,
and it must have been, what I was thinking is.
Thank you, Diamond, by the way. Thank you.
Yes,
Go ahead.
That incident in the airport, it must have been, she must have really been hurting her because, Tasha, her wife at the time, she must have really been hurting her, or girlfriend, got married, I know. But think about it, for a cop to arrest someone, in the airport, you don't see that happening every day, right? I don't know if I've ever seen it, but for a cop to take the time to arrest someone in the airport, this was not just some minor little, she just kind of grabbed her arm a little or something. I mean, this must have been, she said that the police report, or the cop said that she had grabbed her arm really hard and hit it. What I would imagine is she must have grabbed her arm super hard, and then she must have really, we know she likes to punch with all those rings, right? Must have really been punching her. And then, on that reality show that you're talking about, you could see, the footage was terrible. It was very blurry, and it was the old style, like almost VHS or whatever, right? But you could still make out some of the bruising here. And so, she was really, obviously she really has a problem. And I think that what I can't figure out is, I just wonder how much she's has to pay people off to lie for her, because I don't understand why Tasha, her ex, would go to such lengths to defend her and release that BS statement about the homophobic cops and saying it was over sensationalized, nothing happened. And then Whitney, who's going to Europe, London, is committing perjury for her. I guess, someone was saying, and help me out on this, but someone was saying the last couple of weeks that there was evidence that Amber had paid off Whitney, had paid her $10,000. Are you familiar with this, or what?
I've heard rumors about it. I don't know how true it is, so I mean, like, to me, from 10,000 for someone who's has a fan say is so famous.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, so you didn't give $7 million, and now you're paying your sister $10,000. Now I'm sure to Whitney that's a nice chunk of change. Okay, to me it would be too.
Yeah,
but $10,000. Now think about it. If she's been subpoenaed by Johnny Depp's team, so now you subpoena and you have to go under oath. There's a lot on the line here, because if you're caught lying under oath, I mean, you have a family to think about here. So what are you going to pick? Are you going to pick you and your kids? Or are you going to pick your sister? It's a lot to think about if I'm Whitney Heard. It's a lot to think about.
That's right. And I know that some people have been speculating on Twitter about which one of Amber's cadre is going to be the first to jump ship. But in all seriousness, the pressure that they're feeling must be really intense. I mean, I would be feeling it. And, the fact that the trial is now postponed a year, that just gives another year for all of this pressure to intensify and this madness to continue. So I would be very surprised if someone from Amber's side doesn't jump ship and help Johnny's team, but maybe not, or just drop their support like Amanda de Cadenet did. And I don't think a lot of Amanda de Cadenet, but good for her at least that she could see the writing on the wall when the audio came out, and
I agree. I just had to get to this. Jane says, thank you for the super sticker.
Thank you.
So Jane is awesome too. Listen, everybody, again, I can't say enough about how this community is. And the more you get to know them, the more you're going to love them. Trust me. And I don't know anybody who's a YouTuber who doesn't appreciate everybody who comes and supports them and loves and puts as much effort. Okay, my daughter wants the phone again. Thank you, Jane. Sorry about that. Thank you, Jane. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys supporting me and supporting Johnny. And I'm going to say this. Oh, IO is another one. I just wanted to get into this, but since Ann beat me to the punch.
Yes.
And it's funny because I just finished a video about IO. I got 2 videos because I never talked about IO until, this week will be the first time I'm talking about IO toilet. I could say IO toilet. I think I did say something about IO in the live stream a couple of weeks ago. But anyway,
I was going to say that if anybody who hasn't checked out my channel, if anybody wants to go check it out, I do have I did a long video. It's over an hour where I talk about Amber Heard's friends, and I have some video clips and stuff that people might not have seen. But I agree that the friends situation is fascinating, and maybe it will be IO. Do you think, Rob? Do you think IO is going to jump?
it's possible. I'm about to put your channel link in the right here. So this is the Colonel. I'm putting it right now. Check out her link. I just dropped it in the chat. You will see it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, please. You know, I can't say that enough. She's a fantastic person. I'm having such a great time.
Can you read what she wrote?
You want me to read what she wrote? Okay, LC. Maya wants to read what she wrote. She says, you want to read it?
No.
Me read it. Okay, she says, thank you guys for the content. You guys rock. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Rob's Rules. Thank you, Colonel Kurtz.
Thank you.
And then she dropped the link. I get that could also be yours. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
So Tammy Coble says, Jasmine, I think, wait, skip. Jasmine, I think Tasha still has feelings for Amberston.
Pretty good. Well, I would imagine
Jane subscribed to you too. I'm seeing a lot of people who have subscribed to you, but I just want to put them to you also because I believe in supporting our community, and it's always great to have more voices in the community, as far as I'm concerned.
and my next Depp video, I'll do the same for you. I'm sure that probably most all of my audience is familiar with this, but maybe not. So I will let them know.
That's for you. That's Jasmine. So yeah. I mean, listen. I think IO's possible. IO's also been subpoenaed. I said this. Oh, my dog's here. I said, I hope the camera doesn't fall. I said this before. This is my dog. Hold on. I'm trying to, she's. Hold on. Let me try to get her. It's a golden retriever. Hold on. Show your face. Show your face. Show. There she is.
Hello.
She gets jealous, like when I'm in here too long.
Dad, here's the super chat.
Okay, I'll get to it. Hold on. I'll get to it. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Maya's telling me, dog. Okay, wait. Take her out, please. I can't do the stream. I love you too. I love you, but you got to go. Go.
I love the idea that all three of you are crowded in your bathroom.
It's so funny. Let me get to Tina and let me get to Sweet Chastity dropped. I need the super chat. Let me see, Maya. I need this.
Yeah, the super chat is there.
I got it, but I want to see what Chastity sent me. Sweet Chastity's awesome. Oh, she sent a unicorn. Unicorn horse. Isn't that awesome? That's what she sent. Thank you, Sweet Chastity.
I love unicorns.
Maya loves a unicorn. I know, it's cute, right? I got this one. And Tina says, the problem with her friends can't ditch her now without incriminating themselves. They are in way too deep. Listen, I was scared, and I'm going to bust that out with a couple of videos this week because I actually covered. Okay, I'll just go into it a little bit. IO basically said, I'm back in the horse. IO went, I don't know if you know, went after Incredibly Average, went after Brian. I don't know if you know that.
A little more about that, please.
I'll share that in the video. Basically, he went after Brian, said, I know you think what you're doing is right, but I stand by my statements. And, something that he threatened to sue Brian. I'm serious about that. Oh, Maya, you're not the.
Oopsies.
Sorry, Maya's not getting the camera down.
Oopsies, Dad.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. Just be careful.
I sent the unicorn.
You said the unicorn?
Yeah.
So
you should give Maya a YouTube show too. You should start training her young, and she could have like a really big channel.
She's in training. She'll probably just take this over when I stop doing it. It'll be the Maya show. She'll probably just take it over. Like, okay, my dad's done. I'm the star now. So IO basically, I do feel that it's either him or Whitney. I'm going to take a poll. I'm curious to see what people say. It's either him or Whitney. It's not going to be Elon. The guy's got billions. He's the second richest, the first richest. He's not going to crack.
There's another super chat.
Okay, I'll get to Bibi. So I think, because Tina, what she's saying, what you're saying, IO is nervous. IO's nervous because IO claims what they claim is now very controversial because Johnny Depp's team brought some audio into play, which I'm going to play. I found some audio. I never ever heard it before. It's the first time I'm hearing this. Yeah, it's the first time I ever heard it. My video will show that. And the second video, I'm gonna go more into how they feel that Io didn't make the phone call, how they feel someone else made, how it's all staged, and this was the LA penthouse incident.
Mm-hmm.
So I never covered it. So I think Io's very nervous because Io got subpoenaed, Elon got subpoenaed, Whitney got subpoenaed. I don't know who has more to lose. Is it Tillett? Is it Whitney? Or is it Elon? It's a rough call. It's a rough call because I think Elon's standing by her no matter what. He is not giving in.
Yeah.
But Tillett and Whitney have a bit to lose here. And I just feel that one of them, in my opinion, I could be wrong. I just think, in my opinion, one of them are going to crack. What do you think, Colonel?
Yeah. So I mean, if I were in that situation, I would just be miserable right now with with the anxiety of it all. But I'm kind of surprised. But you know what? I'm surprised that they've stuck with her this long. So I guess I have to say that when I saw, especially Whitney, when I saw her there standing next to her sister outside a London courtroom, I thought, man, she is committed to this. So whether she's doing it out of love or intimidation or a payout, money, probably all three. Anyway, so I guess my point is that I'm amazed that any of them have gone as far as they have in defending Amber. And so a long time ago, I stopped trying to predict that, but it has to be really intensely difficult for them emotionally right now with all of this, and knowing that they still have at least another year of this in front of them. And I guess that I understand defending a friend up to a point, but they all know that Johnny is not just a nice guy, but is a really good guy. And maybe at one point Amber was deceiving Io, maybe, but it's long since past that, where really nobody should still be on her side. And to go after, or to let this person, to support this person as they go after this man that is innocent and kind-hearted and really did everything that he could for Amber, it's morally pretty despicable. And I can't. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So they have all collectively, and Amber certainly has, they have made a nice bed for themselves, and they are going to have to lie in it, I think. I mean, I hope. Here's my question for you. What do you think are the odds that we will get a good verdict this time around? Are you a lot more optimistic? Because I was optimistic for the UK trial, and obviously that that was wrong. So what are your thoughts about the situation?
That's a great question. I just want to get the Sweet Chastity says, I wonder if Io is scared or his evidence is bad for Amber Heard. That's a great question too. I wonder the same exact thing, if Io was scared or, I think Io was scared at this point. I think Io had all the confidence in the world, but now that things are coming to light and Johnny's team is doing exactly what I wanted them to do, dig, fight hard, bring everything to the table, stop being wussy. You got to go after this woman. This woman is vicious, is vile, and is looking to destroy Johnny Depp as a human being. You can't let this happen. They've got to bring, if I was his attorney, man, I don't care what I would do. I would do whatever it took to put her under a bus and say, now I'm going to stick it to you, and the media is going to come on our side, and you're going to lose everything, and we're going to get everything. Because Johnny is, I'm so frustrated with the way he's been treated as a human, by these companies. Thank God for Dior. I got to say thank God for Dior. That's what I'm going to say. Now I got to get to your question. What do I think about the verdict? Well, I'm going to tell you what I know. And again, I don't work for Virginia courts, but this is what I've read online. And if I read it correctly, that's Maya, by the way. That is not me. That is my daughter writing to hello there. So I just want to let you know. So basically, how I feel is this is how it goes. They're going to pick 13 jurors. The plaintiff and the defendant both can eliminate 3 each, which will leave 7 jurors. Out of the 7 jurors, only 2 have to agree to an amount. Do I think that this is a lot more favorable? Absolutely, I do. I think it's a lot more favorable. In New York, 5 of 6 jurors have to agree. So I think when you get 5 or 6, as compared to only 2 of 7. If that's correct, if I'm correct about all this, again, I'm not sure I'm 100% correct, but from what I've understood, I think it's a lot more in Johnny's favor. Plus, we don't know who those jurors are. We don't know their background. We don't know if they're filing the case right now. We don't know anything about these people. And some people were in like, well, Rob, do you think that Elon's going to pay them off? Elon doesn't know who they are.
Right.
Imagine this, imagine a billionaire pays them off and the court finds out this guy could be destroyed. So Elon here, who has SpaceX in the US, who has all this going for him, would he risk that here in the United States? I doubt it. The UK, as far as I told, because I have a lot of UK members in this chat who have told me from both communities, Star Wars, the gaming community, and the Johnny Depp community, all three who come to my channel, they have told me that the UK is a little corrupt, because you had the Sun newspaper, the judge doesn't, the Sun's looking like, hey, we could put you down and put, all this stuff. And they're like, well, we got to think about that, So, and then we don't know if there's dealings of money underneath the table. Right. We don't know that, so I thought like you did. And I think everybody in this chat was ready to celebrate in the UK. And then when that bomb hit, we were all like, what the hell just happened here?
Right.
Why did this turn the way it did? I don't have an explanation. And when Johnny Depp's team says in their appeal, your decision was based on hearsay. It wasn't based on evidence. How can you be a judge and not base it on the facts presented in front of you? Is the most unbelievable thing that goes through my brain each and every single time I talk about this case. What the hell? And I can't explain that to you. I just can't explain it.
I guess that Johnny Depp's attorneys had not had time, by the time of the UK trial, had not had time to expose her financial lies. But I wish that this stuff had come out a little about what some of the stuff that they found about her donations or not donating. I wish that they'd gotten that information prior to the UK trial, because that did seem such an important part of the judge's reasoning or his supposed reasoning. And he just, and the way that he just took that at face value, I could go into a courtroom, especially in another country, and I could say that I donated, every penny I have, or I donated $1 billion to somebody. I mean, you can say anything you want to say, but for the judge to just taken that at face value with no documentation of that. So I hope that will, for this next trial, I hope that that'll matter. And I also think that he has a much better shot with a jury than with a judge. It is a jury deciding it, right? And so I think that,
yes.
In the UK trial, you had this one judge who was either corrupt or he had this feminist idea that women don't lie about stuff. But either way, I think that it's going to be harder for Amber's side to find enough jurors that are sympathetic to the situation. I think your average everyday people, when they look at Depp and they look at Amber Heard and they listen, I think it's pretty clear, actually. It may not be to some judge who's had his head, stuck in a book his entire life or whatever. I'm not insulting reading, but I'm just saying that the judge in the UK trial struck me as someone who is not very well versed in life itself, who's maybe not encountered a lot of people with personality disorders or people or people like Amber. And it almost read to me too, that verdict, almost like an alien wrote it in a way, like what kind of reasoning is this? But my point being that I think that your average everyday people who are going to be on this jury are going to be no BS, and they're going to see this for what it is. But I hope so. You don't know. Anyway, hi, Cosmic Star Child.
I agree with you. I just want to say that Cosmic Star Child said our justice system in the UK, and this is what I'm talking about. I'm not speaking out of my rear end. I'm speaking from people like this who say our justice system in the UK is corrupt to the core. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And this is exactly what I'm saying. This is somebody who lives there. And I've been getting this from people who live in the UK consistently. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Not because I know it as a fact, because I do not. Right. But I'm saying it because of people like this who contribute and tell me, Rob, our system is a mess. And this is it. Johnny's girl, just want to thank you so much. This is the appeal. I was going to get into that. The appeal in the UK is March 18th. He has a 2-hour window. He's got 2 hours to present himself. And again, I will say this. appeals in a courthouse are very hard to get. For Johnny to get this far means that he's got a case.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Great.
that means that he's got a case. And they're like, you know what? Yeah, this man's got a case and we want to hear it. I am praying. I am praying for a turnaround, because I'm telling you right now, Colonel, if he wins this appeal, he gets the retrial. Everything goes in reverse.
That'd be amazing.
And what we'll be talking about in 2021 is the UK retrial. And then when 2022 comes, we'll be talking again about what happened in the US. So I'm really hoping that this year that we get a retrial and this happens in September or whatever. That's what I'm praying for.
That would be great. You know, poor Johnny, though. I know he feels like he's running this marathon that's never going to end. I can't imagine going through years of this BS. This woman, she is really stuck around on his neck like an albatross. Really, but anyway.
Well, you know what it is? Let's think about her. Her strategy. Her strategy is, I have to do this because you know what? Let's say she's totally lying, which I totally agree with. Okay, but I'm going to try to think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think on another level.
Right.
Her level is, okay, look, I've gone this far. I'm going all the way. I'm sticking with my story. And another thing is, not only is she sticking with her story, but the people who love you, right? You can never do wrong for the people who truly love you, right? You could do something and the whole public sees you as wrong. But guess what? Because she's family, or because someone loves her, they're going to stand by her no matter what she does. And I think you would agree with me on that fact that, you know, when it's family or it's people who love you, no matter what you do that's bad, they got your back.
Right.
I mean, not to a murderous point. I'm not talking about murder or something like that.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, I totally agree. And there was something I was going to ask you. Oh, I forgot what it was, but keep talking. Maybe it'll come up. As long as we have the time, I was just laying the time. It's really flown. I've really enjoyed this. That's great.
Listen, I love doing these streams especially when someone like you who's a boom, 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 and I'm like, 1 minute, it's a half hour in. I'm like, oh man, what am I going to ask her? And the next one, look at the time, like, I got 15 minutes.
Right.
So, and you know, I'm sorry I haven't got to all these people, lovely people in this chat. I'm trying to, but you know, I try to post whatever they can as much as I'm so deep in the conversation with you. Sometimes I lose.
No, totally. Hello, Jasmine.
So Jasmine says her theme song is totally the It Wasn't Me song. Yes. Listen, I admit I've had a great time. I really hope we can do this again. I hope
absolutely. And like I said, I'd love to be on the panel too when you have a.
And we're going to do stream at night.
Wait, I can't hear. Could you say it again? Because Maya was talking.
I'd love to for sure, and I'd also love to be one of your panelists when you have the larger panel too. I think those are fun.
Well, I have them every Wednesday night. You're more than welcome to. Well, this week's going to be Thursday at 6:30 Eastern. You're more than welcome to come. It's going to be your boy Gary, Kaylee talks, and Tammy talks about. Of course, Maya. She said me.
No, I'd love to for sure. Seriously.
Okay, if you want to come join us, you're more than welcome to hang out with us. It'd be great. I had a lot of fun. You know, welcome. So listen, before we end the stream, I'd like to know what you talked a little bit about in the beginning. Maybe some people missed it because they came here late. What happened? Somebody said something. Lily said, "Rob, don't apologize. You can't speak to everyone on the show." I know, but you know me. It's like my brain thinks I have to say everything that everybody says in the chat, and if I don't, then I feel horrible at the end of the stream. I don't know why I'm like that. I can't answer that question. That's my psyche. I don't know. I was going to say, you know, with the future of your channel, right? I know you said you're going to cover Johnny Depp, but anybody who missed it, I would like you to talk about your channel, your plans, anything you'd like to. Please promote your channel. I'm going to put it in the chat. So please promote your channel. Free advertising.
Oh, thank you. It's really so kind of you how much you've tried to promote my channel during this chat. And I'll try to do the same for you on my next Depp video. But so I think that I'm going to keep doing the Depp videos. I got into this again just because I love the videos that are out there, but I was looking for something a little bit longer and a little more just focused on certain things like characters and I'm not as good on the timelines and the recent court developments or anything like that. But yeah, I'm going to keep doing these Johnny Depp videos, and check out, they're more controversial, but check out my Marilyn Manson videos as well. I do believe that Marilyn Manson is probably innocent, and you might say that sounds crazy, but check out my videos. I have good reasons, I think. And then I also want to branch out and do topics. Like I said, I'm into philosophy and history and theology, and I'd love to get into some of that, but I do want to stick with my core audience and my core interest, which are celebrity controversies and particularly the Depp stuff. So my goal is to every 2 to 3 weeks put out a new video on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation. And then to do some live streams like this. This was great. Oh.
No, you can't hear me. Okay, sorry. I was like, why can't she hear me? I had to plug my phone in, so I had to run to an outlet to hurry up and plug it.
Oh, you're fine.
Here's my dog. She wants to say hi. She always needs 5 minutes, so there you go. So I just want to say, listen, it's been an honor. Since you plugged your channel, I'm going to ask you one last question about the whole kit and caboodle. Overall, you asked me what I thought about Virginia, and I think you agree too. I think you agree that Virginia. Do you think that the new judge? I mean, because I think this judge is doing a fantastic job, but do you think that that's going to influence the case one way or the other? Do you believe that maybe with a new judge coming in, like I feel this, in my opinion, I feel this judge has been excellent. She's been straight up the middle, has given it to him both sides. Has been very fair and very honest, which I didn't see in the UK. Mm-hmm. Do you think that the new judge coming in will do the same, or do you think that it's going to affect it one way or the other?
I hope that it'll be a fair judge. Again, I don't really know anything other than just what a couple of people have reported on Twitter about her being an ex-Marine and wife of a cop. So I'm hoping that's a good sign, that she won't be into some of this BS that Amber's team will try to pull. But you really don't know. I guess, again, I take comfort in the fact that it is going to be a jury trial, and I don't think that your average everyday jury people are going to be on Amber's side. I think they're going to see through it. So I know the judge has a lot of power in terms of what evidence to allow in and how the trial proceeds and that sort of thing. But I do have more faith in the jury than I did in that one UK judge. So.
Yeah, I do too. And I think that that's the difference here. I think getting a jury to hear it, you have different voices, different opinions. If you're going to have 7 people in a room debating, that I think that's more than always one. And I'm not saying the judge's job is hard. It's hard, but and I think, like I said, with everything that people are telling us how corrupt it is there, I don't think it was exactly fair. I agree with you. I think that the evidence was overwhelming. We were all ready to celebrate. We were all ready to say, okay, finally our voices as DV victims will finally get out there and we'll be represented by the right person here. And finally we got a victory. And I feel like we got robbed. I mean, and that's what hurts me the most. I feel like the people who've suffered already from being, not being believed, especially men. There's a lot of men out here, like myself, who are very afraid to come forward, are very scared to talk about it because you're a man. It doesn't feel like a macho thing to do. You don't want to feel like, oh, a woman beat you up. You're this, and to come out. And as I've done this journey, I've heard people talking about their next door neighbor who was a guy who was 6 foot tall and this woman who was 5'1", and she would abuse the hell out of him. And I was like, and he didn't say anything. He just took it. Like he sucked it up. So if you finally want to see something, like she said, and this is the line that kills me that Amber told Johnny, who's going to believe you?
You're a man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That to me was the worst thing as a man to hear. Like, okay, abuse goes both ways. Mm-hmm. Right? It doesn't matter if someone's smaller or bigger. That it's someone could take a knife and stab you. Does it matter the size of the person?
Well, just think about, if you've ever been around a cat that is really mean or out of control or whatever. I love cats. I have one. But if you've ever been around a mean cat that's on a tear, well, you're a lot bigger than that cat, but when that cat wants to, it can do some damage, especially if you don't want to hit the cat back. It's not like Johnny Depp couldn't have gotten into a fight with Amber and probably beat her ass if he wanted to, but he loved her. He's not a violent man. And so that was where the inequality really came in. It's, yes, she was thinner, and she was smaller or more delicate or whatever, but at the same time, she's fighting with someone who has his hands tied behind his back. Okay, so it's ridiculous.
I agree. I just want to thank the Colonel for being here so much. It's been an absolute honor. I've had a great time.
We'll do it again for sure.
Yeah, and hopefully, if you want to come on Thursday night, you're more than welcome to join us and have some fun. And well, you want to say goodbye?
The roll call?
Of course you can. You want to say goodbye to the Colonel?
Bye, Colonel.
You want to say goodbye to everybody in the chat?
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
Bye, Rose.
Oh, you want to say individually? Oh, okay. Sorry. TJ.
Bye, TJ. Bye, Tammy.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
Rose.
Ann.
Hi. Bye, Ann.
Why you seem confused? Just go one at a time.
Bye,
Yuli.
hi, Yuli.
Janie.
Bye, Janie.
Elsie.
Bye, Elsie. Bye, Wendy.
Right, there you go.
Bye,
Who's that? Jasmine.
hi, bye, Jasmine.
Lily.
Bye, Lily. Whoa, look, a lot of hearts.
you.
Bye, KH.
Hen.
Bye, Hen. Bye, Witchy One. Bye, Tiffany. Bye, Justice for Depp.
Oh, and check out her channel too. She has a channel, and so does Tiffany.
Oh,
They
okay.
also- They also have channels too. I've had them on. They also have channels. So we're a pretty big group. We all support each other. We all love each other, you know.
Okay.
Bye, Tina. Bye,
Bye,
Tina.
Tina.
You got what you want?
Yeah, I got Witchy One.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I just want to say thank you all for being here. Yeah.
My mom wants you to give me a shower right now.
Okay, wait, let me finish. Okay. I guess I gotta give it back. Everybody, love you guys very much. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for the support. I hope you check out the Colonel. Please subscribe to her channel. I'll see you all Thursday night at 6:30 Eastern. The Colonel will be here. Gary will be here. Tammy will be here. Kaylee will be here. We'll talk more Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. And Maya will be here. We'll have a great time. Love you all so much. Colonel, thank you again so much for being here.
So much.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Colonel.
Okay.
Did you hear what she said? Say it again. Say it again.
Love you, Colonel.
I love you too.
Have a great day.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.